What's up, guys? I'm going to be doing a review for Green Lantern Be Aware My Power. So, the new Green Lantern film, animated film that just came out, is really good. It's an origin story for John Stewart Green Lantern. And so John Stewart is like a combat veteran and he's getting adjusted back to civilian life. And he's kind of fighting these thugs and he gets arrested even though he's not the one that was doing anything wrong. He was like protecting this homeless guy. But then eventually, the Green Lantern ring finds him. It's a little bit different from Hal Jordan's origin story, where Abin Sur is the dying alien who finds him, whereas this time it's actually a Green Lantern guardian, and his ring chooses John Stewart. And so he's got to figure out, well, what is this alien, and he's looking for answers, right? So he eventually, he makes his way to the Watchtower, and he meets the Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, and Vixen. They have a little bout, and that was, it's pretty cool. And then, they finally realize they're all heroes. They're not enemies, and they start to unravel a plot to go. Well, basically, what happens is they make it to Oa, right? Because that's where the Green Lantern rings were formed, and that's where the Guardians are from. So, upon getting to Oa, he finds that the Guardians have been wiped out, and so they eventually meet Hawk Girl and this Ronian guy. These aliens. So the Thanagarians, which is Hawk Girl's people, and the Ronians are basically at war, and so they unravel the mystery behind what caused this war between the Thanagarians and the Ronians. And it's pretty cool. It's not just like a straightforward type thing. I really like the plot and the story behind the like the whole mastermind behind this whole war. It wasn't just like straightforward as we thought, which is kind of like any war. There's always two sides. I definitely liked the backstory behind. They were in peace talks, the Thanagarians and the Ronians, and then their project with the Zeta Beam was actually it was actually hijacked, and it was actually a plot to basically um, break down the peace talks and break the alliance between the two races. And this whole thing, we find out, was masterminded by, well, what we think is Sinestro at first. We think he's behind it. And it's like, oh man, Sinestro, this guy, of course, he's evil. He's the bad guy. Well, he left the Green Lantern Corps. And then the revelation is that, holy cow, um, actually, Sinestro wasn't behind this at all. Like he was, but he was serving someone else. And I was like, for sure that he was serving Parallax. But actually, he was serving none other than, not John Stewart, none other than Hal Jordan, the greatest Green Lantern, as they say in the movie, the greatest Green Lantern of all time. And so now it's John Stewart and Green Arrow and Hawk Girl, and I can't remember the Ronian's name. He's like his last name is Strange, Adam Strange, I think. So it's all of them, and they have to face Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and he's got all these different. He's got tons of rings. He's the one that killed the other Green Lanterns, because this was all his plot. So there's a lot going on in this film, but they handled it really well. It's very it's a mystery. They've got to kind of unravel what's going on with the war, and then the Zeta beam weapon, and where to find it and all that stuff. So the story's really good, the plot is good, pacing is good. Of course, Green Arrow's humor is so good, and final battle's pretty cool. It's just a really good film. DC animated films, they knock it out of the park all the time, and it's just a really, another home run for DC animated films. It's a great film. I would give this film, probably, I don't know, I can't find anything necessarily wrong with it. The only thing is the final battle was, like I said, I mean, I just said it was good, but it's almost like it was too easy for John to beat Hal. It wasn't really, but the fact that Hal had all those rings, he should have been way more hard to defeat. But that would be my only issue with the film. Overall, it's a great film. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. Um, Animation's good. Like I said, the story, plot, the characters, all that stuff is good. So I would definitely give Green Lantern Beware My Power a 9 out of 10. It's definitely a film you should check out.